welcome to my new YouTube channel. A lot of you have been seeing my props over the past few years. Ever since about Toy Story 4, I've started 3D printing movie accurate Toy Story prop. My Rocky's gone over quite a few renditions over the years, but I think I finally have nailed the head sculpt, and he's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna walk you through how I've made him. You're gonna get to see complete behind the scenes of all the stuff I've made over the years. So a lot of you have my stuff already and you're gonna get to see how they were made. So he has 11 points of articulation, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. 10 points of articulation. His arms move up and down, his elbows move, his wrists turn. His legs can move, his knees move a little bit too, so it's cool. You can pose him in a lot of different poses. You can even lift his weight. You'll see him in a scene with snake lifting weights. So unfortunately I started modeling this 5-6 years ago now, so I don't have any footage of me doing the modeling. So we'll jump in right when I've gotten my parts off the printer. So here is the head, and this is always the fun part, is removing all the supports. So the reason why we have these funky looking things falling out of his eyes and nose is because the printer can't print over just any overhang. Like, it can't print over air. So anything that's not supported underneath it, it needs to print a light, easy to remove material so it can print on top of that. Once you're done printing, you have to go and remove all that and clean that up. And once we've got that all sorted out and cleaned up, we can go ahead and start assembling. Here you'll see that I've already started assembling. These are all of his joints that are glued together, so I kind of take my time throughout that part and make sure he's glued together, because I cannot tell you the amount of limbs I have glued into place and without ever having the ability to move. Go ahead and putting my glue in, and I've just got to be careful that it doesn't seep back out. So, because I only want the glue to adhere to the top part of this joint that I have made. And if any of that glue ran back out, he would just be glued on there and he would not move, and nobody wants a Rocky that doesn't move. So while that's drying, I'm removing the supports again off of his belt buckle, and then I'm going to glue that decal on using my handy dandy glue stick. I like this because when you're gluing on paper, you can't use any like liquid glue, because just like if you spilled water or any liquid on a piece of paper, it's going to get all shriveled up, it's going to like start to rip. So you have to use a glue that isn't liquid. So I like using glue stick. You could use like a spray adhesive, but then your issue is it gets everywhere. So I use some other stuff like that on other projects, but when I'm just putting on labels, I use an extra strength craft glue stick, and I've never had any issues with that. Now I'm just cleaning up the last of the supports I missed, and we can get on to finishing putting them together. Now that the head's dry, all we have left to do is put his arms and his boots on. His arms I had already glued together, and you can see there's a pin running through. And the way I've designed this is wristband will slip on over the hand, and then his forearm sits in the wristband, and there's a hole that runs all the way through it. And that way what I'll do is I'll put a drop of glue inside the hole on the hand part, and then I will put the wristband and the forearm on, and then I'll just stick a screw through there, and I'll just let that dry overnight. And once that's fully cured, I can go ahead and put it on Rocky. His boots and his arms will attach pretty easily. Basically, I just need to align those holes up, and then I've got pins that just pop right in, and it's pretty straightforward. I'll go ahead and do the other side now. And as you can see, he stands well on his own. He's very top heavy, just with how large his torso is, and his arms are huge also, and got these little legs. He definitely skipped leg day, so it can be a little finicky getting him to stand, but once you've got him balanced out good, he stands. So the arms go on the same way as his boots, removing the little supports off these pins here for his elbows. I will go ahead and slide those in, and we're good to go to keep moving forward. And here you can see his arms are on, everything's moving. It's looking good so far. And we just have one last step left. Now that belt buckle is finished drying, we got to glue that in. I'm using my glue gun. I just like using it because the belt buckle has to sit out far enough, so because his torso is so large, it needs to be able to spin behind the belt buckle. So I need it to hold its position real well. So I like using the glue gun because it instantly sets and it'll sit right where we need it so we can maintain that waist articulation. And there we go, he's looking pretty good. He's got his head movements. You can already see his arms are moving around. His waist moves well. He can sit, he can stand, he can twist, he can lift a couple Tinker Toy weights, and he's all set. That about wraps up Rocky. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. This was bound to happen. Anyways, that about covers everything Rocky. As you've seen, he's come pretty far along, but I am pretty happy with where he's at. So that about does it for my movie Accurate Rocky. Thanks so much for checking out. I'm going to be going back and breaking down all the stuff I've made over the years. So thanks for checking out. I'll catch you guys on the next one.